Welcome to Sports Today 5 at 5. First, let's hear what Irfan Pathan has to say before I get in and give you a lot of information about multi sport, plenty of sporting action going on around the world. But first, Irfan Pathan.
क्या आप भी किसी अपने सपने मेरे तुम्हारे टीम 11 पे टीम बना रहे हो और बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हो? हमारे साथ खेलोगे? हाउस पे खेलो लेजेंड्स के साथ, हमें हरा और जीतो डबल कैश. Log on to houseit.com and win real cash.
Welcome back. So, plenty of sporting action, as I said, but first, obviously, a health update of Sachin. I had the opportunity of speaking to Brinmoy, who is very close to Sachin, works closely with Sachin, and also the family. And Sachin's okay. He responded to messages, had a number of messages exchanged with him. The symptoms were mild. Had a little bit of fever yesterday, no fever this morning. So that's very good news. Obviously, has quarantined and isolated himself following every medical protocol. Uh, all of us hope and pray, and absolutely he's in our thoughts. All of us hope and pray he will, recover very, very fast, because the caseload is also, from what I'm told by the family, is uh, is very much manageable, under control. The symptoms are mild. So that is the update on Sachin Tendulkar, which is good news. So a lot of you have asked me how he contracted the virus, where he contracted the virus. It is impossible to say. And this I am telling you based on my interactions with multiple doctors over the last few days on my show, Babu Moshai. I've asked this question of doctors, read a hell of a lot on COVID. It is almost impossible to say where anyone contracts the virus. What is important is how is the caseload? Is it mild? What the symptoms are? Because based on that, you can justifiably say that whether one person will recover quickly or not. In Sachin's case, that's the good news. So the good news is he doesn't have fever today. Had fever last night, but mild fever, and the symptoms are mild. So as I said, fingers crossed, prayers are with him. He will recover very, very shortly. Coming to the India game, India versus England, what a fantastic batting display from England last night. Ben Stokes and Johnny Bairstow were both superb. Tells you three things, isn't it? I mean, no total anymore in the 50 over format is safe. 335, 336 a decade back was an incredible kind of total. But 336 was dismantled by England with brute force and without any sort of real hiccup. Yes, when finally Ben Stokes got out for 99, that bouncer of Bhuvi Kumar, and then obviously Bairstow got out and Butler. But at no point in time did England have to break a sweat. That tells you about the depth of England, the depth of England's batting. At the same time, how the format has changed, that no total is safe. Two more things. One, number two, why Hardik Pandya not bowling? Virat's on record saying obviously they have to manage Hardik's body and his workload. Uh, they have to manage Hardik's body and his workload. That is why Hardik did not bowl in the second game. But in the final game, on a pitch like this where 330, 340 is being overhauled, you will need an extra bowling option. So one would expect Hardik Pandya to bowl. That's what I believe, because he's ready. It's just that India is actually sort of trying to balance him. So, if they need him to bowl for one particular game, which is the series decider, there is every reason to believe that Hardik Pandya will bowl. So that's what I think will happen. The one change which I absolutely see happening is Kuldeep. For some reason, Kuldeep has not been in good form. I hope he comes back to form as soon as possible. He obviously did not get too many opportunities, sporadic opportunities. But again, I keep saying this both for men and women. International sport is so ruthless. After a couple of bad games and the kind of competition that there is in the Indian team, Yuzvendra Chahal sitting out, Washington Sundar sitting out, who had a very good T20 series. There is every reason for India to try one of them ahead of Kuldeep, because Kuldeep has given away far too many runs and has conceded far too many boundary balls. And that's where England has managed to run away. Whether it is Ben Stokes, whether it is Johnny Bairstow, Kuldeep is a quality bowler, but for some reason he's lost a bit of control, he's lost a bit of confidence, and one would expect him to come back sooner than later. But for the series decider, that is one change that one does see. India going in with Yuzvendra Chahal or with Washington Sundar. There's both options, because Washington Sundar will come from around the wicket and bowl in the power play also. And you've got to pick wickets. You've got to break the partnership between Bairstow and Roy and Stokes. the moment you get in early. India, on the other hand, has conceded early wickets uh, in the second game, 2 wickets. Then they sort of the middle order pulverized the English bowling. Rishabh Pant was stellar, KL Rahul was stellar, Virat Kohli was very good. So the Indian batting from the middle order down has been extremely good. On the other hand, if we get a couple of wickets, you get two out of Stokes, Bairstow and Jason Roy, India will big time be in business. So I do expect that change to happen. I expect Kuldeep Yadav to make way for either Yuzvendra Chahal or Washington Sundar. So let me take a couple of questions for cricket before I move on. Update on Rohit Sharma, he's fine. Uh, uh, that's when you sit him out, team give him emotional space to come back like Pant. Kuldeep Yadav, get well soon, Sachin, yes. Rohit Sharma, as I said, is okay. Why did Hardik play? Why not Sundar? Hardik, because the way he finishes. And that's why I said I think Sundar or Yuzvendra Chahal can very well come in place of Kuldeep, who has not been in form. And it happens to everyone, by the way. It happens to everyone. I mean, Kuldeep Yadav is no exception. He's lost a bit of form, he's lost a bit of confidence, and that can happen to any person, any cricketer ever. So I am not surprised by this, and I'm expecting Kuldeep to come back strong as well. Get well soon, Sachin. Yes. Rohit Sharma's injury, Subodh, I've answered that. If Hardik can't bowl 30, 40, of course it is making a difference, SZ. It's just did not make a difference in one game doesn't mean it is not making a difference. It is. And he will bowl. I mean, as Virat said, they are managing his workload. And Hardik is very, very important from the Indian standpoint going forward. Who should be dropped tomorrow? An extra bowler. As I said, I think Kuldeep will give way and Hardik will, given it's the series decided, chip in for 4 or 5 overs from Hardik will make a real difference. Sehwag said England's played spinners much better than India. Yes, because if you see Moeen Ali went for just 47 because India did not attack Moeen Ali. So maybe we will have to attack Moeen Ali more. Orithro India-Pakistan series not happening. Don't ask this question. There's no chance of a bilateral series, Orithro. How much India should score? You can't predict this. I mean, given the way, and both teams, the way they are batting, nothing safe. But India will have to attack Rashid. They got 60 of Rashid and got about 47 of Moeen. 47 of Moeen is not good enough. Any changes in the top order for what? I mean, Shikhar scored, Rohit's a legend, and any game can destroy you. Virat Kohli has scored two very good 50s. Thereafter, you've seen what Pant has done and the rest of the people have done. Rahul has done. Hardik has done. What kind of change and why? Krunal doesn't bowl 10 overs. His role is that of an all-rounder. So he will contribute with the bat and the ball, maybe bowl 6-7. That's good enough as long as Hardik bowls and gives them that extra bowling option. Pant or KL, who should keep? India announced both of them. Yesterday, Pant kept, but I think KL can also keep if he's your first choice. So that's the kind of please shut up the mouth of people. Come on, man. KL playing selfish innings. That was the pivot. Anybody who says 335 is a bad score must be completely crazy. It was a very good score. You can't just say the batsman. What do you expect? They'll get 400. Even 400 will get overhauled. Then you'll say 450. Absolutely, we can't say such things. Update on Jadeja started training. Is fitness greater than skills? Both are important in today's cricket, in today's international sport. Both are important. Abhilash, you asked me about Jadeja. Parth, you asked me about fitness. Anybody else? There's plenty more. Anand, will toss play huge? Yes, because any team that is chasing with the dew and all of that is chasing the total. Yes, first game England made a mistake, but second game they rectified. So whichever team wins the toss would again you can expect that they will send the other team in and then take advantage and close it down. So in that sense, it's important. But we've seen India do it, isn't it? Anand, we've seen India win cricket matches, T20 matches against England despite losing the toss. Livingston's a very good player. If you see his England record in the England domestic T20s, again, his record in multiple leagues across the world, whether in the Big Bash, whether in other leagues, Livingston has been very good in the white ball format. Very, very good white ball format. So that's, I think I've taken a lot of your questions. There are plenty more, but I've taken a lot of your questions. Let me move on to the ISSF. What a performance from India. And if you see pistol, you see skeet, you see rifle, you see the participants, you see seniors, you see juniors. Let us focus on a more fundamental point today about shooting. Why is it that the ISSF World Cup Indians did well? Now, they also were under lockdown, so they remained fit, isn't it? Our shooters somehow managed to stay fit. Our shooters managed to stay physically and mentally fit, so it can be done. So anybody who was telling me that, oh no, lockdown means, no, sorry, an international athlete, however difficult it is, you have to remain fit, lockdown or no lockdown. That is why you are an international athlete. You are different from you and me. So our shooters stayed fit. Two things I want to point out here. It has been the best World Cup for India, multiple medals. Yes, keep in mind some countries did not come. So that means that the competition level, maybe you can say that, oh, some countries did not come. But look at the scores. The scores have been phenomenal. In pistol, phenomenal scores. Rapid fire, three position, rifle. India has done exceedingly well. Why? And across gender, Saurabh, Manu, Abhishek, Chinky, Aishwarya, Sanjeev, all of them. I mean, one can name one after the other. Phenomenal performance. Why? Because of two things. One, post Rio, Raninder and the NRAI put in place the Abhinav Bindra committee. If you go and read the report of the Abhinav Bindra committee, it is one of the most scathing reports and an introspective report. 38 pages of constructively critical comments as to what was needed. It is very important to take criticism on your chin, put a structure in place, which is what the NRAI under Raninder Singh had done. And you are seeing the results, whether it is the junior level, Suma Shirur and company, the Jaspal Ranas of the world, proper coaching in terms of mentoring our young athletes. And how old are they? Manu, Saurabh. I mean, if you take a look, the young crop between 8 are extremely good athletes. So that is what is very, very important. So on one hand, you have them. On the other, there's a Sanjeev Rajput, there's an Abhishek Verma. So they are fairly experienced. And on the other side, so they're mature athletes. So you have a beautiful mix of youth and experience in this Indian team. And as I said, the coaching staff, Jaspal, Rana, Suma, Shirur, mental conditioning, the facilities provided by the NRAI, all of it has contributed to this enormous success in shooting. This has ignited tremendous hope going forward, tremendous hope going forward. So I expect them to do phenomenally well at the Tokyo Olympic Games. And that is what I expect. I expect India to go to double digits from Rio 2 to 10 because of the strength of the Indian shooting team, with 15 people have qualified. Now to the Orleans Masters. Saina, Siki Reddy, and Ashwini, their doubles match and Saina's singles to be played later today. So again, you would want them to win because important points to be won. All of these matter. So, Saina making the semi-final after a hard-fought quarter-final victory. The third set was 21-19, so that's a critical victory for her. Can she make the final and go on to win? That's the update from the Orleans Masters. I've given you the Sachin Tendulkar update already. So that's how the sporting world is shaping up at this point in time. Arindam Bhattacharya has spoken after the ISL final defeat. If anyone's interested in football, you can check that out. So there's plenty happening in the space. Rishabh Pant, I will finish off with him. A lot of you were asking me about Saurabh and why I tagged Saurabh. Because the one person in 2019, Rishabh Pant was going through a lean patch. And I remember a conversation with Saurabh in Manchester. Rishabh got out there, was failing one after the other. And that's when Saurabh Ganguly had told me that in the next decade, this guy is going to be your single biggest match winner. And look at what is happening. That is why I tagged Saurabh. If somebody makes a correct prediction and obviously shows his cricketing acumen and cricketing nous, you've got to give credit to that person. Again, a flood of questions coming. Who will be CSK Vice Captain Austin? Wait and see. There is no reason why they will look beyond the tried and tested, but we've got to wait and see. Sai Charan, Kuldeep short on confidence. Yes, absolutely Kuldeep is short on confidence. And that is reflective in his bowling. Don't you think English spinners too much respect? No, I don't. But yesterday we allowed Moeen Ali to get away with his 10 overs for 47, which I think is under par, given that 340 was a par score. Dhawan can't be wasting. No, India does have a formula, Austin. And the Indian formula is to sort of lay the foundation and then build on. And as I said, 335 and 320 in 2 games, you cannot call that a bad score. So it is absolutely not about wasting balls or any such thing. Only person to take a wicket first 10 overs, few games, Nattu in Canberra. Yes, you need some early wickets and that will be important. because if you are able to stop Vijay Veer Sidhu, Tejashwini clinch gold in the 25-meter rapid fire. Absolutely. I mean, just take a look at the kind of performances from India. Phenomenal in the ISSF World Cup. That is why I talked to you about the fundamentals that Raninder at the NRAI has put in place. And if you read the Abhinav Bindra committee report, read it. I think it's available online. It's a 38-page report. You will love to read it for the critical, constructive tone in that report. Important for Virat. Then why can't Hardik bowl? Fitness is very important, and that's why you need Hardik fit going forward for the World Cup, World Test Championship final. You would expect the Hardik in Southampton to bowl, so that is why it is important to keep him fit. But as I said, I do expect Hardik to bowl in the final game. Should India change their approach and go for 400? No, I don't think so. You can't go for 400 in a 50-over game. I really don't think that's possible. Morgan in IPL, I think he will be fine because it's just a split webbing. Update about Shami injury, he will come back soon, has started bowling long back. Comments on the huge number of short balls by Indian spinners, they could have been much, much better. Much, much better. I mean, Kuldeep is clearly short on confidence. I think I've taken enough of your questions. India batting too slowly? No. Will India come back stronger? Abhilash? Yes. So that's about it for today. Tomorrow, obviously, I will do the mid-inning show. We will do a post-match show. We will try and wrap up India's season. We will take stock of that. I would have. Let me put this on record. Somebody asked me about a show on 2nd April for the World Cup thing. My show was planned with Sachin. Unfortunately, Sachin's down with COVID. Once he recovers from COVID, we will do it. But we will do specials on 2nd of April for sure. So there's plenty coming your way on Sports Today. Keep watching the platform, keep subscribing, and keep supporting us. Thank you very much for watching.